Dzień dobry Państwu. Witam Państwa na otwarciu tych warsztatów z okazji Dnia Nowych Technologii. Celem tych warsztatów, tego przedsięwzięcia jest pokazanie Państwu, jak rozwija się dziedzina IT, dziedzina informatyków. Chodzi tutaj o to, że w tej chwili nie można powiedzieć, że jest to jeden obszar dość spójny. W tej chwili informatyka, dziedzina IT rozwija się w różnych obszarach i informatyk musi się specjalizować. Czyli w przyszłości, jeśli Państwo zaczniecie swoją pracę, musicie dokonać wyboru swojej specjalności. Nie możecie Państwo się zajmować wszystkim. Jest tak rozległy obszar, że ta specjalizacja musi być dokonana. I właśnie te warsztaty mają za zadanie pokazanie Państwu, czy zrozumienie, jakie są możliwości wyboru, w jaki sposób można kształtować swoją karierę, w jakim obszarze się specjalizować. No i kluczowym jest oczywiście wybór, dobry wybór, bo potem Państwo będziecie wykonywać tą pracę prawdopodobnie przez wiele lat, więc warto zapoznać się właśnie z tymi nowymi obszarami, nowymi kierunkami rozwoju. Celem również tego przedsięwzięcia jest zachęcenie Państwa do podejmowania studiów, nie tylko pierwszego stopnia, ale również tych studiów drugiego stopnia. W tej chwili na rynku obserwuje się znaczące obniżenie liczby absolwentów drugiego stopnia. W przyszłości będzie pewien niedosyt na rynku, więc będzie potrzeba właśnie specjalistów z tytułem magistra. Po co? Będą to osoby potrzebne do zarządzania, prawda, komórkami IT, do zarządzania jakimiś grupami osobowymi, jak również do rozwiązywania problemów. Niestety obszar IT jest tym obszarem, w którym nie tylko wykonuje się rutynowe działania, ale również jest wiele problemów do rozwiązania i właśnie te osoby, które się kształcą na drugim stopniu, będą do tego przygotowane. Także witam Państwa na tych warsztatach i życzę Państwu owocnego z nich korzystania dzisiaj przez cały dzień. Dziękuję Państwu. Dobrze. No i zapraszamy dalej.
I think, do you hear me if I don't use the microphone? Can you hear me? Yes, everyone? So I'm going to avoid using microphone. Yes, today we are talking about, first of all, I would like to thank you for being here and Rzeszów to host us for the fourth time in this year. We really like this city. And we are here to present you our company and what we do, and with the hope to involve some of you in the near future with our company. So we are going to present who we are and a short company profile, our business perspective and why we are here, and some business tips just to give you some incentives, some stimulation. And then Andrea will go through some Java technology we are using, trying to use simple words and to let you understand some basics for those of you that knows a bit of programming. That was the reason why I was asking you. And then we are going to speak about the of our products that is developed entirely in Java. That is 1 minute site, an online website builder, and with a short introduction to frameworks, libraries, and project and source code management used inside it. So let's go forward. Who we are? We are from a company that is called Sintra Consulting. Today you will see me, that I'm Michele Barbagli, the CIO of Sintra Consulting, and Andrea Grassi, this is our lead Java developer architect in Sintra. Andrea is together with us since the last year of high school, so it's about 10, 12 years, I think, at the moment, 10 years. And where do we come from? We come from Italy, first of all, Tuscany and Arezzo. That is a small city, more or less around 100,000 inhabitants, just like Rzeszów, just smaller than Rzeszów. We really like Tuscany, and to be honest, we really like also Rzeszów and Polish food. It's the fourth time I am here. So let's go through our company profile. So we started in 2001. We have now over 200 B2B customers, mainly in Italy actually, some customer UK, Spain, USA, and Poland also. Over 4,000 B2C customers with 1 minute site, because you know it's online website builders. So there are small customers that build their website themselves and pay a yearly subscription to us. We are building together with two very clever guys from Poland, Marek and Bartosz, a business unit in Poland, here in Rzeszów, and we have a commercial business unit in London, and we have in Italy, we are talking about Italy, we have 25 people, and we divide in teams, so research and development, search engine optimization, web design, and with a medium age of 32 years, and 95% with degree level formation. Yeah. Welcome, guys. Thanks to be here. So we already collaborate with a lot of universities in Italy, and in the near future we would like to start some collaboration also here, because we think that it's a very good starting point to build something with clever guys. And actually we did a lot of internship and thesis with university, and we are mainly focusing on text mining algorithms for web contents analysis and classification. So we are trying to do automatic programs to classify web contents, web pages, just like Google do, but we needed to understand contents and to create new of them. Our main reference, and Andrea will go deeper over 1 minute site after me, and it's a website builder with a freemium business model. Freemium means that there is a free version and then a paid version for having more features. We are leader on the Italian market with 200,000 free users and about 5,000 customers. Then we have some resellers with 200 customers in Italy and UK, USA, Poland. These are our main customers. The only you know probably is the UniCredit Group, that is a bank group in Italy, and it's also present here in Poland with Bank Pekao. These are language technology we are using, so basically these are the main languages that are used in internet. PHP, Java, .NET, and some database. So there are someone of you that knows some of these technologies. Yeah, and you over in the end of the room, any one of you knows them? Okay. So, okay, thanks. It's just to know, because we are talking, you are a mixed group, so we have to understand what to say in the better way. So, for those of you that don't know them, PHP is a technology that is the most used in startup and small projects, and most common of open source platforms like WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, and Magento are built on top of PHP technology, and also Facebook runs on PHP, on something like PHP. Java is an established technology, especially in the finance sector, inside banks, from my experience, to be honest, and also big companies, some other big companies, and was launched in late 90s by Sun Microsystem. Then Sun was acquired by Oracle, and now Java is becoming a sort of open platform. So you have a great difference between Java and .NET that is developed by Microsoft. So .NET is mainly a commercial platform. Then there are other emerging technologies and languages like Ruby, Python, and probably others. But I wouldn't like to be too verbose. It's just like an introduction to some aspect of programming technologies, just a light one. These are the main platform and technology we developed on. So I already said .NET and Java, then we have some platform built on top of them. There are SharePoint from Microsoft, LifeRay is an open platform, and Magento that is mainly from eBay and PayPal. Magento is together with eBay and PayPal platform. This is our team here in Rzeszów, so me and Gianni, and there are sometimes here, then Marek and Bartos, and other 3 guys from Rzeszów and 1 guy from Italy. We are mainly focusing on 1-minute site web marketing, Magento e-commerce development, portals development on top of Drupal and WordPress, and web marketing service. Just to go forward, a very quick perspective on technology and product development. Before passing the word to Andrea for technical stuff, just some tips from our experience in project and product development that I would like to share. So, you know, we are a company and we have investor, employee, and customer. So we are in the center of this, and we want that the company's goal is the satisfaction of all of them. So we have to satisfy 3 actors. The customer, the employee has to be satisfied, the investor has to be satisfied. So how to achieve it? Sometimes what happens, for example, a bad value distribution is when the priority is only to the customer with no control on employees' activities. So, for example, the investor, the owner of the company is abroad, the employee works many times for the customer, and what happens? So I'm working for 20 days for a customer that paid for 1 day. Just as an example, imagine what is going to happen. It's not a technical stuff, it's just a business stuff. So everyone should be happy, but in this case, customer was happy because paid for 1 day and got 20 days of work, for example. So a very good job, probably. Employee was almost happy because having no rush and felt free to do experiments and to learn new technology, and he's probably paid for it. But in this case, investor and his family was not happy because we have very low negative margins. It's not a big news, to be honest, but I think that all of the 3 actors has to be aware that this doesn't work in the medium long term. So if you will be a customer, take into account that you have to pay for what you got. If you are an employee, when you will be at work, remember that you need an happy investor, so an happy company owner or investor, an happy customer, and you must be happy. So you have to find a balance between this. Otherwise, you will be fired. Before or after, you will be fired. By the customers or by your company owner. So, and moreover, you have a short value, short creative value. So you are becoming, in the long term, more pure. Your customer is becoming more pure, and the investor, probably the company, is going to close. So it's important to note this, because the company is in the center, is the house of the investor, the house of the employee, and sometimes the house of the customer, because also if you are a customer, to change your provider every day is not a good solution. Also to look for the lower price is not a good solution when talking about services. You have to look for the best one, the best solution, not for the lower price. Best in terms of price, quality, ratio. So, this is the result we want to target, to achieve. So, we want happy customer, happy employee, and happy investor with a high value, you can see, with a mutual satisfaction. And probably from our experience, you can achieve this with innovation in process and sometimes also in technologies. And so, in this case, you will have happy face everywhere. Every one of them has to think about how to have happy faces. Everyone has to smile. The customer has to smile. If you're working, you have to smile. In the morning, you have to get up and smile, because you have to be happy. Because you probably, like in Italy, you have to work for about 40 years, I think. Which is the year for retirement in Poland? 67? Yes, just like in Italy. So if you're going to start at 25, you'll probably have to work 42 years. Can you imagine 42 years crying in the morning? You have to smile every day. It's a good, very good solution. 42 years, remember. I have 22 years. No, 27 at the moment. I need 27. Okay. And just another tips. You can work in a product-based company or in a project-based company. So from our experience, a company can work by project or by product. What means? Probably you can imagine. A product is 1 minute site, some package, some closed solution that you can in the software is a software that you can is something that you can resell without work. So you develop before and then you sell it. For example, or you create some service online and you resell it. The project is when a customer asks you to develop something for him. So you have to work every day. You finish the project, you have to start another project. So usually from our experience, and usually and obviously, product-based companies earn more money. Zarobienie dużo euro. That is a translation I learned in Poland. So you have to remember it. So product needs more money in the beginning, but give more money in the medium long term. But we have to be better than all others, because competition is higher. Otherwise, you will work by project. That is not so bad, but probably is you will have to work more. But it's you have to smile anyway every morning. Okay, so just to read what I wrote, a product-based company can do the better choice for its product. But which is the better choice? Better has to be defined by many points of view. So if you, for example, develop a product, you have to look over the skills of your collaborator, of your friends. For example, if you decide in the near future to develop a product, why not? The one of you that are studying informatics or technologies, probably someone of you will start with a short startup or will become an investor or will create his own company. So you have to take in account this. So skills, knowledge, experience inside the company, resources availability and costs. So how easy or hard is to find already skilled people, and which is the cost of that. You will be probably able to find people, but also cost is a variable you have to take in account. And sometimes also obviously online support, online information and other stuff. A project-based company, we have to say that every project deserves a technology evaluation, so you have to choose the right technology for the project. So if you need, for example, to go from house to the next house, you can go walking. If you have to go to school, you can use the bike. If you have to go to the seaside, you can use the car probably, because from here the sea is not so. You have to go in the north, probably of Poland. So to close our eyes and adopt a unique technology, for example, you have to go in Dansk, is the right Dansk. Okay. If you have to go in dusk, you can close the eyes and start working. You will probably arrive, but in how much time is not clear. So to choose the first technology, the first solution you are thinking about is sometimes a blind choice. And moreover, we have to say that sometimes the technology, so if you are going to use Microsoft technology, Facebook technology, or Google technology, Java, PHP, is a customer's choice. So the customers can ask you to use a specific technology, so you have to do it how the customer is asking you. On the other hand, we, as a company owner, I am talking now about my experience, we must take care of three variables when creating something in the software sector. We are talking about software now. So the variables are, these three variables, also customer, employee, and technology. So what about three variables? So in every project, product, it's misspelling, development, we must take care of three actors or components: technology, employee, and customer. From our experience, margins and good results comes when all these three variables are old. Old means stable, well-known, and scalable. Because in the past, when I finished university and started creating something, every time I was starting with new customers, new technology, and experiencing something. Then my wallet was always empty. So, and I started thinking why my wallet is always empty. Because I was experiencing something that is a great thing, but in the end, you have to create something stable that works. So now it's time to experience something, to experiment if you want to become a good technician or whatever. Then will be the time to create something that is useful for someone else. And this is easier using technologies that you know with people you know on project or customers that you already know. So, for example, starting with a new friend, with a new technology, with a new customers, means often a bad project with no margins and empty wallet. This is our experience, and try to remember it, because sometimes it's a quite easy business model to take in account. So try to think, if you have enough experience with technology, with anything you are working on or with, and if you know well your friends, your customers, because you are probably working with them on something, and you have to know their skills, their experience, their commitment, because they have to be as much as committed like you if you decide to do something. So now, after 10 years, or more than 10 years unfortunately, we try to introduce one new variable at a time. For example, when working with a new customer, we use old collaborators, so stable collaborators, and stable technology. We don't experience anything, because otherwise the risk is that the customers won't be happy, and I come back to the happy jingle. I would call it jingle. So it's finished. I try to be quite high with some concept on, and some fault I did in the company management over the years, and some very easy model to evaluate difficult choices when starting something. Anyone has questions? I think there are no questions at the moment, but Andrea will go over with some Java technologies we are using. So he's going to present 1 minute site product that is developed by us, and Java technologies around 1 minute site.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Oh, thanks. I know Michele already asked you before, but I saw that some people joined the group, so I'll ask again. If any of you, does any of you have created a website, built something, has any knowledge of programming, just so we know the group, okay? Don't worry, I won't take you here, okay? Don't be fear. Even the old one that already told, don't worry. Because I remember, for example, you, what language were you using? Okay, and what about you two? PHP and CSS. Okay, so you are more on the design side. Okay. For the other ones, do you know what programming is? Developers, you at least have a basic knowledge of that. If not, which it's a totally new thing. You don't know anything about it. Raise your hand. Okay, some people. That's good. So, what you should know, in case you're interested in learning a bit more about programming, is that it's probably at the moment one of the most searched jobs in the world. Obama, the president of the United States, 2 or 3 weeks ago, learned how to do a small program. Because in the United States are trying to make people more sensible to this element, because they are missing good programmers. So, in fact, there is a real interest from companies all around the world for people who know how to program. Don't worry, you won't kill yourself if you try, okay? So when you get at home, give it a try. If it fails, don't worry, try again in another day. So, as Michele told you, I'm Andrea. I work for Sintra Consulting for like 10 years, right now. And I took part in some of the process of building the product of 1 Minute Site, which is a website builder. In the next slide, I'll try to bore you as much as I can with technologies, tools that we use, and things, and how we glue together everything. Okay, so let's start out. 1 Minute Site is our product. In fact, I think the second product that Sintra Consulting has built. And it is a website builder, so if you want to have an URL to share with your friends, to create something and put it online, sell products, everything, you can use 1 Minute Site. And check it out, we already have a polished website. And we started out with a small product, and with time, we added more features. But we kept it simple. I don't know if you know Jimdo, or there are some CMS famous here in Poland, but many CMS are difficult to use. When you start out, you have to learn a lot. And what we wanted to know, since in Italy we somehow are not profoundly technologists, okay? We wanted to keep it easy. So that's our main focus for the product. It's really easy. It's like writing on a Word file, okay? So, here are some stats. Michele already told you about the 200,000 free users, 5,000 paying clients. We already translated the product into 4 languages, and we have a client's happiness, the buying clients, I mean, of 96.7%. Meaning that every client, once he buys, after a while, he receives an email to tell us how happy he was during the use of the product. Remember, smile every day when you wake up. It's growing in sales, so we are profitable. And some people created a small website that have like 10,000 visitors per day. It's like 3 million, more than 3 million visitors per year. And they are on our platform. We are really grateful for this opportunity. So, here you will see some technologies. For those who are not familiar with programming and technologies, don't worry, okay? I'll be boring you, but keep it in, write it down, and when you get home, if you wanted to test them, read more about them, just use the name, Google it, and you will find it, okay? So, how is the 1 Minute Site product built? Okay, we have 3 different parts. The back end, what we call the back end, is the part that the user doesn't see. When you log in, you don't see it, okay? It's pure code, okay? It's only pure code and doesn't produce anything visible right now because it's the back end. It's the house cleaning, is the hard work, okay? And in the backend, I will share with you 2 main technologies that we use, which are Hibernate and Dabi, which are the 2 ones that are kind of interesting to share. Because there are lots of it. When you build a product for yourself, you will start out with a few technologies. But once the time passes, probably you will grow. And you will need more technologies to add or to create. And if you create, you will lose time. Sometimes using already developed technologies is a really good choice. Then we have the front end, which the CSS man over there probably some part, which is the visible part, what the users see and how the user interacts with the product. So when you create your website, you're interacting with the front end, okay, with the green part. And then that's the websites part. Publish the website, his URL is produced with a velocity. Velocity is a technology for templating, which allows us to create like a skeleton of the website, and then we put into this container with this skeleton the input of the user. So if you write your name on the website, we don't have a definition of your name in the website. We just take that information and we put it into this template, okay? So let's start with the backend, with what's behind 1 Minute Site. It's pure Java. Java is the main programming language that I use every day, and it's highly configured to our needs, to what we need to do, because we need to take care of how to make it work with many users, so to make it scale, okay? You two were Java, right? Do you know Hibernate, Derby, or Postgre? So and so. Did you work with any of this? No. Okay, no worry. The technologies I'm going to show you are just the first two. The third one I included just to let you know the difference between the second one and the third one. This one, Hibernate, is an object relational mapping. It allows you to interact with the database where the data is saved in an easy way. Derby is a particular database that I'll show you later. And PostgreSQL is one of the most famous databases in the world, probably, together with Oracle and MySQL, which it's mainly used for PHP, okay? So, Hibernate, as I already told you, is an object and relational mapping, meaning that it helps you taking the data from the database and using it in a simple way. If you start programming, you will probably need to learn a lot of things, but there are ways to help you with that. For example, if you want to create a product, you will need a basic language like Java, but you will also need a database where you will store the data. And you will need a way to interact with it, okay? So one way would be to directly use the database, but that would require you to learn that, okay? So you will learn how to write database information. Or you can use a library, which is Hibernate. It's one of the many ones. I'm not saying that you should only use this, but it's fine, it's great, and it's absolutely supported. For example, you can do something, let's take an example. We have a user, okay, in our product, which is called Arek, and we want Arek saw that his name was wrong. So he wanted to change it. In our backend, this does mean that we just have to write these 3 lines and we're done. No database, nothing. Hibernate will take care of every kind of conversion in this process and will do it for us. Okay? Also, this is as Michele told you, is an old technology. I mean, it's continuously developed, but it's really stable. And there's a big community. I mean, 10,000 people, I don't know honestly, but really many people are working on that in the open source community. Meanwhile, for the users, we use a Derby database. Derby database is an entire database written in Java. Okay, usually databases are written in different languages like C++ or something like that. But Derby is one of the databases totally written on Java, which give us a lot of benefits using Java. Because obviously, since it runs on the same language, we have some benefits. One of them is the one that it's already included in Java. You don't have to add it. It's just right there. You just use it. It's absolutely SQL compliant. So if you will learn SQL, you can use it on Derby. You don't have to learn anything new. And more than that, it allows you to create an entire database for every single user. Meaning that every single user can't access nor see the other user's database. This was important for us because we have 2 kinds of databases. The one where we store the information, like the username of your website and so on, and the user information, so the HTML and the part of the website you are creating. And that part, the HTML, your shop, your products, is done. Okay, the photos, is everything in a packet block, in a container called Derby. Then we go to the front end. Did you use anything of this? You, the CSS guy? jQuery, Bootstrap? No? Okay. I advise you to check it out. They are worth the trouble. I mean, once you learn it, it's a nice way to go forward for that. The front end is, as I told you, where the user interaction happens. And that's where you click, that's where you move, that's things that you do. And everything you see over there is usually thanks to something like this, to technologies like this. You can also do it by yourself without using technologies like this, but to some level you will need a skill which is more deeper. Okay, so you will need to learn a bit. And this is how it looks, the result. Okay, I like penguins, so sorry for the penguins if you don't like penguins. Really. This is a screenshot of 1 minute site. It's one test website that I made to test it out, the new features that we put out and so on. As you see, this is the real website that you will eventually put online. Obviously, you won't have this part of interaction and this part of interaction. Okay, you will just have a website clean without ways once you publish it online. And the upper part is the way you create and change your website. You add pages, you add content. If you pass over with your mouse here, you can add many other photos and so on. Okay, so this is the front end, what the result of using those technologies, what you can do with that. Okay, but how do they glue together? One of the things we use the most in Java is this thing that it's, the first time I saw, I thought it was like magic, because it puts something from Java in another word, which is JavaScript, and at first it seems like really a wizard that makes some magic, but once you get to know it, it works really well. And it's similar to Hibernate, because Hibernate was a way to simplify the way you connect to the database. Okay, so you would have objects identifying the person. For example, our AREC, okay, in our product is defined by an object called user, which has some properties like name, surname, email, and so on. How do we get that information to the front end? DWR, direct web remoting, is one of the solutions. And it allows you to take that object and get it to the front end without any hassle. It's really easy and fantastic. If you have a get name to know what the hell is your name, you can recall it in JavaScript the same way, which is really easy, and it helps you developing without thinking too much about the problem, how to get one thing to the other part, okay? Because when you develop, the backend is, you need to learn how to connect the backend to the front end. Some frameworks helps you with that, and one of them is this. We also have, and this will be the last technology part, so if you have slept till now because it was boring, then we have some images to relax a bit. In the front end, we also have a mix of these, which is jQuery, is a JavaScript framework, which is really powerful. It allows you to interact with any part of the HTML, of the page you see. Okay, so you want to change the color, you want to animate something. jQuery helps you with that. Otherwise, you would have to learn how to animate something. You can do it, but you will have to learn it. These libraries helps you removing blocks, removing barriers from developing the way you want. Bootstrap, which is a CSS addition, which helps you creating websites that are responsive. You can see them on the smartphone, and also gives you a baseline to work onto. You already have colors for the buttons, everything is already prepared from them, and it's a great way to start, because you don't have to think what's the best. They already did the best practice in the world on that. And last thing is velocity, which is this container to create the HTML of the website, the real part of the website that you see online. Okay? Since I thought that this is a lot of technologies, but I think it's better if I show you some of the screen of the product and let you and just walk you over which technologies comes into place in that way. Okay? Are you with me? Raise of hand with who's active. Nobody is there. Raise your hand. Okay, 3 people, really, guys. Okay. So let's look at a real example. This is our registration page in English. Here it's mainly front end. The back end really doesn't work that much in this moment. We use Bootstrap to produce this layout, to put these things aligned in a good way. Okay. We added some of our styling, obviously. If you do it, clean it. If you do it with Bootstrap alone, it won't look like this, okay? You need some styling added to that. But here, it's mainly front-end. jQuery, Bootstrap are the main technologies that comes into place here. Once you click Next, you will have to choose a template, and after that, the work comes in, the work of the backend. Because once you click Next, we will call through the viewer, so through this, okay? We will call back Java and tell Java to create your website, okay? And this is another screenshot of a new website I created yesterday. It was a tester. This is a client. Once you register for the first time, it's in English, but for the Polish version, it's in Polish, okay? So once you get to this, we already connected everything. DVR called Java. Java used Derby to create a container for your website, and there we have it. But your website is still not online. If you go to test website.oneminutesite.com, it wouldn't work. And that's because we didn't use the last magic, the publish button. And the publish button is the one that uses the templating and puts your data in and create the HTML visible online. The same HTML that's powering that one single website that's making 3 million visitors per year, more than 3 million visitors per year. And the user didn't even saw slowness in his website because they are fast. HTML, if used alone, is really fast. Okay? Now, as a company, we also need to improve the product. Because, yes, we build it, but we want to learn, for example, what our users prefer to do, what they prefer not to do, if a button isn't working. And here I show you something that usually doesn't get shared in university. It's something you learn after you work, okay? So, don't use it right now. Probably it will be a little too early. But write it down, because once you will have, and I hope you will, a product or a project you want to follow and improve, these tools can and will help you making the best out of it. The first tool is analytics. Okay, is what at the moment you will find probably in every single website of the earth. Because in every single website you want to know how many visitors did you have. Okay, today I've been visited by 20 people, 30 people, 100 people. And you want to know it. The most famous is Google Analytics. It's a product, it's a free product by Google, which allows you to track any website. You just put a code and they do everything for you. And Google Analytics has some powerful features which are not used for standard website, because usually standard websites don't need them. And these features allows you, for example, to learn and understand how people use your website. Okay, where do they click? And how much time passes through the click. Okay, you can define and learn your community of people that's viewing you. How to do that? There are two screenshots that I made. Okay, both shows part of what we call and Google Analytics call events. For example, let's say you have a page with a button. Let's say this. Okay, and we want to know how many times people click here, and if after they click here, they click on publish. Okay? This is a single page, so we couldn't know by checking which page was visited. We need something more. So we use events. Events allows you to track the click, for example. You have to put some JavaScript, and on the first part, so you put some JavaScript that activates once you click here, and another one once you click on the orange button. And then Google Analytics can provide you these two screens. The first one is a flow screen. Okay? It shows you after the users from Italy, they usually do this action, and after this action, they do this. Okay? And the second part is more or less of a list, which can allow you to define by category and see which events by category are used by your users. For example, you want to know which templates is the most used by your users, which is the most famous, the most popular. You can do it. Just use this, and you will have it integrated into Google Analytics, together with the visitors and so on, this information. The next part is heat maps. This is advanced but easy to understand. When you have a web page, like, it's totally black. Okay, it's hard to see, really. Let's see if I can show you better. We should clear it out. We should clear it out. Let me see. Nope. Okay, you don't see it here, but there's a web page, okay, behind those black. Okay, it's pitch black, but there's a web page behind, which has this black overlay on it. If you would check it out on here, you would see it, but that's okay. Heat maps lets you understand where the user clicks, okay, as a whole. So these colors, okay, is where many users are clicking on our web page. This is absolutely useful for web pages because you want to understand what the users see of the web page and how it interacts with it. Okay? So aside from the black part, what interests you anyway, it's the color, what the color shows. And this is the power of heat maps. Because when your user one click the next button, you will lose that user. If the user doesn't register, you will lose a user, and you want to understand why. You want to understand why you're not making enough money from your product, and to understand it, you need to dig into the behavior of the user. You need to know what he likes, what he don't likes, if he don't likes the color, if he don't likes where the button, if the button is hidden, and he didn't even see it. Okay? So this is one of the things. And the other things is a way to make more money, usually, or to try to make more money on web pages, which is A/B testing. And basically, A/B testing is this. You have a web page, or a website, or a page of your product, and let's say you want to take information from the user, username, email, or something like that, okay, the name. But what if you want to see if there's a better way to improve it? How do you know if you make a change, that change will give you more users or more money? You can just change it, but will it really be guaranteed that you will know? Probably not. So this is a tool that's really useful in these cases. You want to make a change to a web page, and you want to know if it's better than it was before. So in our cases, let's take for example the conversion rate of registration. How many users register to our product? We have the page A, which is our standard page, and we did a new version with an astounding graphic and a new red button in the middle. And we want to know, is it better or will it lose customer to us? And after trying it in the A/B testing tells us that it's better. But how? To do this, it shows randomly one page or the other and tracks what interests us. So if the users gets to the product. This is a real screenshot of one test that we did on one of our websites. Okay, so we did a small change. Okay, it was a small change here. These are the stats for two different pages. One was having a conversion rate of 10%, and the other one of almost 11%. Okay, it's a small change, but if you do 1% every day, you will have a 300% at the end of the year, with one change every single day of 1% better of conversion rate. So this is a really powerful way to improve your product. And then we have internal tracking. So we have some performance indicator of how our users are doing. If they are selling enough, we have some e-commerce on 1 Minute site that are selling something like 10,000 euro per month, and they are small e-commerce. They pay a small fee to 1 Minute site, so they are really working out great. And or for example, we want to know how many publish the website many times. So the last part, I'll go away from 1 Minute site and I'll share with you some tools that we use in Sintra Consulting to manage our project, which are two main tools. One that is used for our code and one for project management at all, okay? The first is Bitbucket. Does any of you know it? Oh, great. To use Bitbucket, it's better if you already do some developing, okay? It's not a tool you will want to use if you are not developing. But if you are developing, you need to use this. I mean, it's probably the best thing. I mean, there are other tools, okay? It's just the name that is important. You need a code versioning system is this. Let's say, how many of you know Google Docs? Google Docs from Google to write down? Nobody? Okay. Let's say, for example, you are writing a document, okay, for the school or something. And you save it, but then you make a change, a big change, and you close it, and after a day you want to go back to that change. This is the power that gives us Bitbucket, but not for documents, but for source code. So once you learn how to write source code and do it for a project, a code version will allow you to put this source code into an online system that will track every change that you do and will allow you to go back every time you want to see what changes were done and decide which one to take. This is really helpful. For example, if you do a change and that change breaks it all, you want to turn it back. And the more bigger the project is, the more difficult it will become for you if you don't use it. So once you start developing, and I hope you do, learn a code versioning system. Use it to save your code and save your mind, because if your computer is broken, you will lose everything, and this is better than losing everything. And also if you work with friends, let's say you have two close friends, you want to create a new startup. So, a way is to save the code onto a source code repository like this, and you will work together. And you can, for example, see which changes your friend made to the project and understand it, okay? And so on. So this is really, really powerful. It's something I really advise for you. Great for using. There are many others. This is just one of them. You can use CVS, GitHub, Git, or many, many others for every kind of language, for .NET, for C++. You could eventually use it also for saving your documents at all, but for that, probably it's better to use other services because this is really powerful when you use just source code, okay? And the second thing is Asana, which I suppose nobody knows, probably. Yeah, raise your hand if you know it. Okay, perfect. This is a tool we use to manage our clients and our internal tasks. So as the company is always growing, we need to keep track of what we are doing and what every person is doing in the company. To do that, there are tools for that, and Asana is one of them. Is a way to keep track of your work, the status of your projects, and of your team. Okay? Is a really simple web app, which is free, okay? And only once you grow big, you will need to pay, but really you need to use it a lot before that. And it has advanced features that are really nice. I mean, for example, let's say you could use it also for personal thing like the grocery or trips to Australia or to wherever you want, because it allows you to create a list of things to do, divide them into subsections and projects. So you can define project and task, assign tasks to people to tell them, you need to do this. And once the person have finished the task, you will get notified of that. So you will know which task is done. You can also see it in much like a calendar. Okay, you can see, okay, today there are these tasks to do, tomorrow we will do this. This project has this many tasks. And also it allows you to cooperate with your friends or your colleague, because you can command and ask people for help. So much like Facebook, you can tag people and ask them a question, and they will get a notification, just like Facebook. It's not really much different. The only difference is that there are tasks, which in Facebook, fortunately, we don't have. And this is a small screenshot of Asana. Fortunately, this is not black. These are tasks, okay? And what you are seeing right now is the task of a single project, okay? There is a part here that you don't actually see, which is the project list. I just wanted to give you an overview of the single project, how it works. And in this case, there are some sections like Argent, Testfield, Testopia, Framework, which are useful to divide, to split tasks based on what they belong to in the same project. And then you have people assigned to them. Okay, you can also do something like the Facebook like, okay, with the love icon, and have a calendar view over here. And this is pretty much it. We use it daily with more than 20 people, I suppose. Yeah, and it's really good, and it works beautifully. So once you want to organize, I would advise you to give it a try, even for personal thing, like what to do next week or whatever, because it's really nice and it works really good. So, closing notes, perfection doesn't exist. What I show you is just our way, what we chose. Obviously, any project is different, so choose what's best for you. We are really happy with Java, because it's stable and it allows you to innovate. But I think the best thing is to keep trying and to keep testing in every field of your life, in every field of what you do every day. try new things, fail if you want, it's not a problem. Fail as much as you want, but try new things. And that's pretty much it about it. I don't know if you have any question about anything aside from personal life, obviously.
Have you heard about Trello?
Sorry?
Trello software. It's just like Asana.
I didn't hear the...
Trello.
Trello. Oh, well, I love Trello. I tried it for a while. One thing I prefer Asana over Trello. I think it's functional. If it works for you, keep it. The thing I love the most about Asana that Trello doesn't have, I don't know if it's been added in the future version, it's the My Task List, which allows you to divide tasks for today, upcoming, and later. So you can somehow hide the task you don't want to do right now, which is really useful because the more you go into working and the more tasks you will have. But you don't need to see them at all together because they will rob your attention. You need to be focused on a single task to do it well, okay? And Asana allows you to do that because you have the today section and the upcoming, which lets you know what in the next days you will be doing, and the later, which it's totally hidden. So once you go there and put it into the later section, it won't show up. And it's really easy to separate things. But if Trello works for you, it's a good thing, okay?
You can split tasks right now.
You can?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So that's great. Okay, any other question? Okay. Michele, if you want to add something.
Just to close. Okay. First of all, thanks to everybody for keeping attention for more than an hour, I think. And so just to give you some ending notes, why we are here. We are here to spread the word about 1 Minute Site, and please create your free website on 1minutesite.pl and help us grow. We are here to share our experience and involve clever guys. We would like to, we are here to clever guys to collaborate with, and I invite you to think about your growth, about what you are going to do in the next few years, and what you are going to do for you and for the company where you are going to work, and for your city, for your country. And last but not least, we will be glad to receive your contacts and CV if you are interested in anything, in something that we were talking about. If you have suggestions, proposals, and if any of you, for example, want to do something, we would be glad to provide you with a template kit. If some of you is going to be a designer, for example, but for anything else, please, you can write to our Polish mail here. You can keep note of it, you can go to our website, sintraconsulting.pl, and you will find our contacts. And what else? If you have a question, you can also ask us after the speech. You can find here some very quick brochure, not in a minute, in an hour yesterday. One Mateusz created in an hour, just very quick. Some business card, my business card here. If you want to keep some business card without writing down, if you don't have a pen now, and you want to keep some contacts, and I hope to see you again somewhere here in Rzeszów or in the near future. Okay. Any other questions? Also non-technical questions. If you have, I'm open to questions also about my personal life. Not wife, please, because it's hard thing. Yeah.
It's hard.
It's hard. Yeah. Programming is a hard task, to be honest. And I was speaking also to Bartosz. And there are, if you like to become a programmer, I think it's you will have a good job opportunity everywhere, not only in Poland, but you have to think about also staying in Poland, because sometimes it's the same in Italy, to be honest. Many guys think that it's better to go away, but in the end, someone has to stay and to build something in the place where is growth. You were a child, where your house is, and someone of you will have to build something here. So think about learn programming, to learn anything else, and to become a good professional, and to grow with your company and with your country. And it's the end. Thank you for being here. I think I have to sign something for you. Someone told me that I have to sign something for credits or... No? Okay, over there. Okay. Guys, thank you.